Nice. We're good. So let's make a game over banner. And pretty sure I have that in here. Not, I'm gonna need to add it. Yeah, we do. Sweet. So everything else is at 8 pixels per unit. So I'm gonna find the game over banner. We're gonna make this single point, no filter, no compressions, apply. And let's drag this into the scene. I'm gonna name this as game over banner. I'll give this an X position of 0, and we'll give it a Y position of 4. Nice. Okay. Now we want that to turn on when our player hits or is no longer able to play. So we're going to make a reference to this as a game object. Serialize field, private game object. We'll call this game over banner. And in start, we want to make sure that that is not active. We're going to be manipulating the set active, which is going to make it visible or not visible. So game over banner dot set active false. All right, you got me once, Visual Studio. When we set can play here, we want to check to see if not can play. So if we set can play to be false, then we want to set the game over banner dot set active true. While we're here, no, okay, we'll do that later. I was going to say while we're here, since it's taking forever, but I'll edit out those pauses for you guys. Now we're going to need to set this in the game manager as well, or in the inspector for the game manager. Alright, so in the game manager, I'm going to drag in game over banner. When I hit play, it should be invisible, and then when I crash, it should become visible. Alright, it got invisible, so that's good. Nice. It's behind stuff though, so let's make its Z position closer to the camera. So we're going to give it a Z position of, say, -2. Alright, and we're also going to make a button to restart. So on our canvas, we're going to create a new empty UI text mesh pro button, and we're going to call this restart button. If I double click on it, it'll take me out so I can see it. I'm going to make this kind of big and kind of a little bottom of the screen. There we go. For the text, I'm going to window shade it, grab the TMP, and we're going to call this restart. I'm going to give this a 72 size font, so this button's going to need to be, whoop. I don't want to change the text, I want to change the button. Button needs to be bigger. Cool. Now we're going to do something similar with the button that we did with the game over banner. So if I go and take a look here, as soon as Visual Studio loads up, okay, I'm just going to grab this whole line and copy and paste it down here. And then change it from game over banner to restart button. And then copy this line. And instead of being game over banner, it'll be restart button. instead of game over banner, it'll be restart button. Okay. Next thing that we need to do is we need to make an actual restart function. That restart function is going to reload the current scene. So to do that, we have to add another using tag here. Using Unity engine scene management, and then we'll create a function for restart game. Public void restart game, and then scene manager dot, I think it's load scene, and then we want to get the scene manager dot get active scene name. I believe that's everything that we want to do. So let me double check though really quickly here. Unity engine reload current scene. I don't care if you guys know that I'm looking it up this time. Yeah, there we go. So scene manager dot load scene manager dot get active scene dot name. Okay, so let's go back to Unity and see if we've got some errors here, and then we'll attach the reset button to the game manager, and then we will also add to the reset button restarting the game. Okay, so in Game Manager, we want to set the restart button here. And then in the restart button, we don't want to do anything to the canvas renderer or the image. Instead, we want this on click here. We want to add something to the on click behavior. And this is asking what we want to take our behavior from. We're going to want to take it from the Game Manager. And the function we're looking for is the game manager script restart game. And then we should have a game that we can kind of play over and over. There's a lot more that we can add though, and that's what we're going to be looking at after this, but let's get this up here first. It's 1, 2, cool. So there we go. We have a game that we can restart. Now, there's a bunch more stuff that we can add that we're going to be looking at as we go forward. So let's get to that.